An eagle can spot a rabbit moving from over 2 miles away. Read that again. 2 miles. That's not good eyesight. That's a different category of seeing altogether. And here's the part that should stop you cold. Humans and eagles have almost the exact same eye structure, same basic design, same biological blueprint. So why can one of us see 2 miles and the rest of us can barely notice what's happening 2 feet in front of our own future? It's not the eyes. It's what they're trained to look for. Most people go through life scanning for danger, scanning for embarrassment, scanning for every reason today might fall apart. So that's exactly what they find, over and over on repeat, like it's the only channel their mind knows how to tune to. The eagle scans for one thing only: opportunity, prey, the next move. Same eyes, different focus, completely different life. Today, I'm going to teach you how to retrain what your eyes are built to find, because the moment you do, the moment you start scanning the way an eagle scans, you will start seeing a version of your life that's been sitting right in front of you the entire time. You just weren't trained to see it yet. Let's fix that. Here's something most people never think about. When an eagle locks onto its target, its entire body changes. Its heart rate shifts, its wings angle differently, its brain filters out everything else in that sky, the clouds, the wind, the other birds, until there is nothing left in the world except that one target. That's not instinct alone. That's discipline built into biology. Now compare that to how most of us move through a single day. 40 tabs open in our mind at once, chasing 12 goals halfway, reacting to every notification like it's an emergency, calling that multitasking, when really it's just 1,000 tiny distractions taking turns owning your attention. You cannot build an empire with scattered eyes. The eagle doesn't hunt everything in the field. It picks one thing and commits its entire body to catching it. That single target focus is the difference between a bird that eats today and a bird that starves while surrounded by food it never fully committed to chasing. There's an old story, one version or another of it has been told for generations, about a man who found an eagle egg and placed it in his henhouse, right alongside his chickens. That egg hatched, and the eagle grew up believing it was a chicken. It pecked at the ground for scraps of corn, it clucked instead of called, it walked instead of soared. Every single day, it watched the open sky above the farm and never once thought to ask why it wasn't up there. One afternoon, a naturalist visiting the farm saw this eagle scratching in the dirt with the chickens and said, "That bird doesn't belong down here." The farmer shrugged. "It thinks it's a chicken. It'll always be a chicken." The naturalist picked the eagle up, walked to the edge of a hill, and lifted it toward the sky. "You are not a chicken. You were born to fly. Now fly." The eagle trembled, looked at the sky, looked back at the farm, and for a moment it almost climbed back down because the farm was familiar and the sky was terrifying. Then something in it remembered what it actually was, and it flew. I need you to hear what that story is actually about. It's not about a bird. It's about every single person who has spent years living far beneath what they were built for because somebody, somewhere, convinced them the henhouse was all they deserved. Maybe that farm is a job that bores you to death, but pays just enough to keep you comfortable. Maybe it's a relationship that clipped your wings so slowly you didn't notice you'd stopped trying to fly. Maybe it's just the voice in your own head, the one that learned to expect crumbs instead of sky. You were not born to peck at scraps. Let's be honest about something, because motivation without honesty is just noise. The henhouse isn't just comfortable, it's rational. Chickens don't get struck by lightning at 10,000 feet. Chickens don't get lost in storms. Chickens don't risk falling from a height that could kill them. The sky asks something of you that the ground never will. Risk, exposure, the very real chance that you'll try and fall and everyone watching will see it happen. That's why so many capable people choose the henhouse forever, not because they're lazy, because somewhere along the way, falling from high up looked a lot more dangerous than staying low and safe. Here's what nobody told them. Staying low isn't actually safe. It just fails you slowly instead of quickly. A chicken never crashes, but a chicken never sees the world from above either. It lives its whole life within the walls of a fence it never once questioned. Slow decline dressed up as safety is still decline. I want you to picture that eagle in the seconds after it left the naturalist's arms. It didn't glide out gracefully, it dropped. Its wings hadn't been used in years. The muscles were there, but the memory of flying had gone quiet from disuse. For a terrifying second, it looked like it was falling, not flying. Then, mid-fall, something clicked. The wings caught air instead of fighting it. The drop turned into a glide. The glide turned into a climb. And within a few strokes, that same bird that had spent its whole life pecking at dirt was riding a current 100 feet above the farmhouse roof. This is the part people quit at. That terrifying second between the leap and the lift. The moment where it looks like a mistake before it looks like a miracle. If you're in that second right now, if you left the henhouse of your old life and it currently feels like falling, I need you to understand something. You are not failing. You are relearning a motion your body forgot it was built for. Every person who has ever built something extraordinary has fallen through that exact second. The only difference between them and the people who go back to the henhouse is this: they didn't interpret the fall as proof they should have stayed.
So let's get practical. How do you actually build eagle vision, the kind that spots the target from 2 miles out instead of the danger from 2 feet away? First, audit what you're scanning for. For one full day, notice what your mind automatically searches for. Reasons it might fail, reasons someone might judge you, reasons to wait. That's chicken vision, scanning the ground for threats. You have to consciously redirect that scan toward opportunity, toward the next right move, toward what's actually possible. Second, pick one target and commit your whole body to it. Not 5 goals halfway, one goal fully. The eagle doesn't hunt with half its wingspan. Whatever your version of flying is right now, the business, the degree, the relationship you're rebuilding, the body you're transforming, give it the kind of single target focus that filters out everything else in that sky. Third, expect the falling second and fly through it anyway. Build this into your plan before you need it. When the drop comes, and it will come, you won't waste time wondering if it means you should quit. You'll already know this is the part right before the climb. Here's something that changes everything once you actually experience it. From the henhouse, all you can see is dirt, fence posts, and other chickens pecking at the same scraps you are. That's the entire visible world when you're grounded, small, familiar, and limited to whatever's directly in front of you. But from altitude, everything changes. The fence that once looked like a wall becomes a thin line you can barely see. The farm that once felt like your whole world becomes one tiny patch in a landscape that stretches for miles in every direction. Problems that looked massive on the ground shrink to almost nothing from up there. Not because they disappeared, but because you finally have enough height to see how small they actually are compared to everything else available to you. That view doesn't come free. It only comes to the ones willing to leave the ground. Somewhere, right now, there's a person still in the henhouse of their old identity, still pecking at scraps they've mistaken for a full life, still convinced the fence around them is the edge of the world. And somewhere else, there's a naturalist, call it a moment, a decision, a wake-up call, standing at the edge of a hill with their whole future in their hands, saying the same words that changed everything for that eagle. You are not a chicken. You were born to fly. Now fly. You get to decide which version of that story is yours. You can keep telling yourself the henhouse is safe, familiar, good enough. Or you can let this be the moment you finally admit what you've always known deep down, that you were never actually built for the ground. Eagle mentality isn't about never being afraid of the sky. It's about choosing the sky anyway, every single time the ground tries to convince you it's easier to stay. The wings were always there. They just forgot how to move. So here's your only job starting today. Stop scanning for danger. Start scanning for altitude. And when that terrifying, beautiful moment comes where it feels like you're falling instead of flying, don't go back to the henhouse. Fly. If this reached something real in you, hit subscribe on Joshward because this channel exists to keep pulling people out of hen houses and back into the sky they were built for. And if there's someone in your life who's been pecking at scraps far beneath what they're capable of, someone who forgot they were born to fly, send them this video today. It might be the exact moment they finally leave the ground.